All right, welcome everyone. Resemblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Dr. Stone, Season 4, Episode 18. A mountain of gold.
We found,
and worse, they're Medusas.
A very large mountain of gold. And it just brings up so many questions.
Yeah.
Too many questions.
So many.
What first question, what do we do with this?
Yeah.
Senku, what do we do with this? This is begging far too many questions. Clearly, it's exhilarating,
yes.
but also, what?
I hope every single one of them is broken.
I'm sure all of them. I'm sure none of them are functional.
Yeah.
But then the question is, how long? How? Why? When? How? Where? Right. All the questions.
So many.
And then also wait. So you're telling me that above the Amazon tree line, in fact, hundreds of feet above the Amazon tree line, there was a gigantic mountain of gold, and we just now saw it. I get that the canopy is probably pretty thick.
Yeah.
Like the canopy is probably pretty thick.
Oh,
so
yeah.
once you're under,
yes.
like the tree line, you probably can't see it. But like the waterways, the mountain range that's probably a decent bit away. This is gonna look like a goddamn city on the horizon. Like,
oh, absolutely. To say nothing of like that's them going through the Amazon rainforest to get here, but then also wait a minute. So if this was the staging point for the world petrification and all that, like when the world was fully populated, this was not discovered. I mean, I guess maybe the Amazon
is the question,
remote,
right?
But
is there something underneath this? Because the part that this immediately makes me think of is that the kind of ziggurat style structure. I mean, it's not as circular as the typical ziggurat, but it basically looks like something was piled to the point that it basically cascaded.
Right, there was like a factory of Medusas.
Or like a pyramid-shaped thing underneath it or something like it.
Yep.
And then this kind of fell along the sides, and then it goes along up top, and top, and that's why the shape is this way.
Yep.
So do we have to start digging? Yeah.
What does this mean for your whole dynamic with Zeno and, the pursuing Stanley? Because this is such a wild discovery that it almost makes everything else that you guys have been doing feel trivial by comparison.
I mean, it doesn't in that none of these are going to work. I don't think any of these are going to work, but it's more still.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Dr. Stone, you have some explaining to do. But
indeed.
Yeah, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. Right, but not thousands.
Or millions.
Because there's no range limitation on these things as far as we know, right?
Yeah.
Whoa. Oh, right, and then the explosion of all the dirt and all that.
Yeah.
What does that imply? Diamond heart. Yeah, there's something buried beneath it. Yeah.
Well, just if they're all run off of a diamond.
Nice coin SFX. No, that's smart.
Yeah, good way to check.
Yeah, no, they're all done. They've been here probably for thousands of years.
Yep. Well, that's disappointing.
Oh.
Yeah.
What a guy. No, it's...
But Y-Man tried to use one to cover the whole globe.
But then why is there such a big mound here?
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, yeah, but still, there's nothing to gain here then.
Sure.
Well, sure, retrieve a bunch, but still, there's nothing here that's relevant anymore.
As far as we can tell. Oh,
we can break it apart.
Yeah.
Because there's tons of them.
Yeah. Smash shit.
Yeah. That's okay. I love it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, they are for now.
Yeah. Not quite.
Which means they will use. Yep. Yay! Cool. I literally.
Yay.
Yeah, called it. Lovely. What? What?
This is sonar.
Well, not just that, but more the
radio.
What other ships are out there?
Yeah, yeah.
What a dumb question. Right, yeah. Just
Okay.
a whole bag of them. Love it.
So maybe it was just the light that made him look gold.
It looks kind of like it kind of looks like they're looking at making an Ironside boat.
Yeah, yeah.
Taking cannon fire.
Uh-huh.
No way. Wait. Oh my gosh.
What?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, sick. Cool.
Okay. Neat.
Oh,
shit.
The tires are still coming in clutch.
All right.
Oh,
But he doesn't
true.
exactly want to stay ahead of Stanley.
Oh, I love it though. Making the boat basically be just enough that a stormy wave would
Wow.
look just as
Yeah.
much like
So proud.
kind of. Oh no,
Okay.
an expert. Yeah, but a radar expert is gonna be like,
And if he's military,
oh,
wait,
whoa,
wait. Oh,
oh shit.
okay.
Whoa.
Cool. All right.
Oh.
All right.
Whoa.
Okay.
Even when it's off, too. Let's go.
Let's go. This is fantastic.
Chrome just using critical thinking was
Yeah.
like, let's go. Now they're going to be very visible to the naked eye.
I'm gonna stick out like a sore thumb at night.
Well, maybe, but
Elegant.
in a lot of ways. Uh-huh.
And that would also make it so that they'd be able to do it way faster than, you know, than normal.
Sure, sure. All right. A metric shit ton, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you guys will be fucked. Like, I know, but you literally gave one to Zeno, too, so. Well, you're gonna have him help. Ah, right. That'd be
Yep.
stupid. Aye.
And it's not like you guys will be able to fix them on this boat anyways.
I don't think they're broken. I think it's that they just don't have power.
Sure.
They might have deteriorated in such a way that they can't be charged, but yeah. Fun.
Nice. Like building a Lego set.
Oh god, yeah, trying to determine just patterns from nothing.
Right, just stare at it till something makes sense. Okay.
Smashing time. What? Ah.
Ah, and so they weren't able to be used in the first place.
Oh no.
And in the right shape and everything.
Yep. But that also means you kind of need to make a diamond cutter. Yeah.
Alright. Cool.
Yeah. Nope. No, literally, there's tons of lab-grown diamonds.
A lot of people did that.
Yeah. True.
Alright.
True. Can you cook?
Yep.
And you can be a scientist.
If an earthquake happened, that room would be toast.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna get real hot. Oh, good job, Magma!
Yeah.
Well,
We gave it too much juice.
okay.
Alright.
The side characters are gonna do their best, but Yuzuriha's not a side character. Whoa,
okay, yeah.
Brilliant.
I love that Magma's job is just... It's a good start. Okay. I like that we're seeing the trial and error.
Oh no!
Okay.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
Yep. Much time passes.
No way.
But it's gonna be like tiny. It's not gonna be quite what they need. Okay.
Wow.
Alright. That's a diamond right there.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh, that's sick.
So now, how do we grow a big enough one?
Oh, it's worse than that. You have to cut it.
Oh, yeah.
Get it down to the exact shape you need. Yeah. This will take a lot of time.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so
All right.
we have our plan. We've coated the entire ship in these devices because they absorb radio waves.
Yep.
Basically covering a point of contention about the event itself.
Right.
In that when these things rain from the sky, probably then from the moon, why did they not get caught by any kind of warning detection system of any kind? NASA or what have you? Well, it's because something about them by their very shape, by their design or what have you, absorbs radio waves, nullifies them, cancels
Deflects
them.
Yeah. Yep. Cool.
Well, wouldn't deflect them. That's the point of radar, is that basically they would deaden them. Basically, they would.
Well, no, I think the idea is that it deflects them, just not right back at the,
Oh
at
no,
the
no,
thing.
totally. But then you would have so many different places from the world that could be detecting that kind of stuff, and any one of them could have theoretically hit the signals from the other ones coming in if they all come in at once. So I think that's why they come from that's why they go absorb, because if it was deflect, then if you rain thousands of them basically from the sky, then something detects them. It's
Well,
just-
and there are still questions even with the raining thousands from the sky thing, because
Oh, yeah.
they all ended up here. Why?
Well, so that only makes sense somewhat in that there's a bunch that went through the ocean and the current brought them here. Otherwise, no,
Sure.
nothing really makes sense in that regard. The idea also that there's potentially a ton of them, and that rained all over the planet because of a range limitation doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
Now, what the Y-Man initial message for, covering the circumference of the Earth,
Right.
or the radius of the Earth, basically, so diameter, can't use my mathematical terms properly here, is probably because it was a message to the big mound in the Amazon, potentially, if that's
Okay.
where they were to begin with. Or it's a message to all of them somehow, which I don't know how that would work.
Yeah, or at the very least, have it do the most that it can on whatever juice that it has, and it'll, do it
Yeah.
as a dud.
It'll
Yeah.
keep expanding at the rate it has
Right.
energy to do it. And so all of them were there also potentially as redundancies, as a thing for, in case it's not enough,
Right.
one of them will keep expanding until there's enough.
And one of the things that I do appreciate about this is that it does retroactively give context and a bit more like explanation to the people on the island, being like, oh, there were actually a lot of these things that would rain down, and just, it was terrifying, right? Why would Y-Man do that if it's any one of these could theoretically like cause so much devastation if it were to get into the wrong hands, right? Someone that was opposed to you. But if that was how you ended up petrifying the whole world to begin with, then you're just doing the same thing that you did before. And the whole deal of like, a bunch of these are duds, but like the diamonds clearly weren't used. Yeah, you wouldn't have this many devices without it being something that was highly automated. And so,
for sure.
And so you just have some that, were scraps, like they didn't actually get made quite properly. And so
The diamonds were imperfectly matched for
Yep.
the size of the devices. The
Right.
devices themselves were mass produced in such a way that there were some tiny, differences.
Yep.
This is a fun way for our characters to still have really good progress here, because the smash and let's poke it apart and see what it's made of, I love that. And yes, if you have thousands of them, then it's
Just do it.
easy. Yeah, go ahead.
Yep.
But also then the way that this sets up our group to then go for the let's make diamonds, baby. Yes,
That is
I'm so here for that.
That is a
Oh
very
my gosh.
satisfyingly like cool thing for us to have to do in Dr. Stone, right? Because it's not just about them necessarily doing the single most efficient thing or whatever that they
Yeah.
need in order to solve the problem. It's the most reasonably efficient thing that also is super awesome. So
Yeah, it's super awesome, and it's something that we can follow and track with, because it's diamonds are absolutely made by people,
Yep.
more so than I would say harvested
Right.
at this point. Absolutely. Lab grown diamonds are legit. And there's also none of all the really fucked up stuff that comes from the
Right.
diamond industry in general.
just look up blood diamonds.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff you get into with that. So, yes, this is something where apparently with some methanol and some
Yeah.
heat, you can make at least some diamond dust, some
Right.
very, very tiny little flecks of stuff that is pressurized carbon. So,
And so fantastic, you made, some little buddies. Now the question is okay, how do you make something big enough that then it could be cut down into the exact size and shape that you need in order
Right.
to power these things?
That's
a good question.
That's a good question. That's a really good question.
Yep.
But, if you're able to make enough diamonds, eventually you can then use the diamond to cut the other diamond that you get to need to be a fully special diamond.
And I will say, I like that this is a way to then bring in the other side characters that haven't really had as much relevance in the story because, one, they're not even on the journey, but then two, to have it be something where, we have seen that Senku, and Kaseki together can make just about anything. When you add Chrome to the mix, then it really is anything. But what happens when you have people that aren't necessarily science experts or engineering experts, right? Let's see them really struggle to figure things out because one of the elements of the characters all have their stat that is maxed to infinity, the highest possible, is that you don't really have the issue as much of okay, we need to do the trial and error. Okay, we know how to theoretically do this thing, but we have
enough people that at this point that there is an expert for everything,
right?
And that can honestly take a lot of the conflict out of the story.
Yeah, even though it is fun to to see like a Civ game. Okay, you have this, you have that, you have that.
Sure.
Therefore, you can make this. But to kind of go back to the basics of okay, something as simple as accidentally closing the circuit in a place that you didn't want to close it.
Right?
Cool. Yeah, that's absolutely something that would come up. I also thought for a second that maybe someone would accidentally zap themselves, while dealing with this equipment.
Yes. Another thing that I think is very clever, and this is something that I think a lot of people really don't give storytellers enough credit for, is you need to find your time where you can subtly, or not even subtly, shift the passage of time quickly or much, or slow it down for the purpose of advancing something that's not as interesting elsewhere. And so the idea of having them go through the process of making a diamond here, well, we just skipped almost a week's worth of time. That's we're navigating through the Amazon River to get to the Atlantic Ocean right now.
Right.
And that's not interesting because we've solved all the problems of the Amazon.
Yep.
We are only really waiting for the conflict of whether or not the radar is going to work.
Right.
So
and
now
Stanley's
immediately
going
in the
around.
next episode, we can have Stanley's group be within radar distance of the boat, and maybe they catch it as an anomaly, but they don't go, oh, wait, that's immediately something we need to look at or something. Or maybe now because of all the devices there, it's less about the radar and it's more wait, what is that star that's really close to the water?
Right.
At night or something.
Yeah, I get the feeling it'll be pretty reflective. We saw what the hell sign looked like. So I imagine that will be.
Yeah, that'll be a fun problem for them to also solve.
Right, you will need to just keep out of actual line of sight.
Right.
Of Stanley by a decent bit.
So this is then an interesting part for Stanley to showcase some cleverness based on how little he underestimates them. So that'll be cool.
Because I get the feeling, I don't think Stanley will be able to figure out that they managed to make a stealth craft.
No.
Right? It's possible, but...
You just won't see them. So it'll be well, we're not in the right place then.
Right,
so we need to go to a logical place where they will be and maybe wait there.
Sure, or they already got away somehow. We took too long getting around, South America. What's our next step? Okay, I want to see Stanley go back to the base and be like, all right, they escaped us, but we still have their friends here.
They'll come back.
Yeah, what's our next plan,
Right, and then that could be a fun little play on things with Senku and Zeno being like, okay.
You want to get back to Stanley, I want to get my friends back.
Yeah. Well, we have the ability to communicate with them, and they don't know that we have the ability to communicate with them, and they might freak out if we don't come back quickly. What can we do, given that we've effectively beaten them on the chasing game because they've given up the chase?
Sure.
That could be another fun thing to play with that as well. So right now, we have a fun dynamic where we've still got a good chunk of Dr. Stone's story left. And depending on how this radar interaction works, we might have beaten Stanley. Maybe. There's still the line of sight issue that's right there.
I do like the idea, though, of if they do fully beat them, all that stuff. Our resident Zaraki Kenpachi radar operator guy is just how? He's no, you don't realize I am the best, right? I know how to do this.
For sure. I was going to ask if we go back to one thing that was like a, wait a minute, am I just being like nitpicky or something? But there was a question that someone asked on the aircraft carrier with Stanley and stuff. And he's like, it doesn't matter, their bike tracks tell the story, they're going to urgently build a new ship.
Right.
Yeah, we'll eventually catch up, even taking the long way around.
Right.
And then, won't it be more difficult to recognize them if they have a different ship? Given the context that this is basically one of those things where the character accidentally says something that's
shows their ignorance.
Kind of smart if you can see the future that they're going to build specifically a stealth ship.
Right.
It's the...
Yes. Yeah.
It's that thing where, okay, yes, they'll build a different ship. Yes. Right. But the point that he's making is how the vessel looks is irrelevant.
Yeah.
They'll detect anything out of the ordinary. But what I saw to be kind of the weird, like, this felt like anime dialogue where it's
it makes zero sense.
It makes zero sense in the vacuum of
this conversation.
But it makes sense somehow if you know that
it can be relevant later.
Be relevant later. And so my thought with this is like, he's like, no, I will detect anything that's above the water, and they're not going to build a submarine.
Right, they don't have the ability.
That's impossible.
Yeah, there's no way they'd be able to do
no way to be able to do that. So it's no, I will detect anything out of the ordinary, which is then set up for more no, there's going to be an impossible thing that they realize that, the devices absorb radio waves. But the question of, won't it be more difficult to recognize them if they have a different ship? I took that as, what?
Yeah.
Like,
well, if anything, they could theoretically get something where if Zeno manages to get to the communications device, he could send out a quick signal that basically alerts them to the fact that they got a stealth ship.
What?
Like if for some reason the crew on their vessel, right, they have the way to contact the headquarters, right? But then, it's...
Also, this is just another really small little thing, but they have the ability to contact headquarters while they're wearing the stuff on the ship that absorbs radio waves. You think about that? Maybe I'm dumb, but that just feels a little bit weird.
Maybe they have like a specific like their antenna or whatever, right? Like that's not covered with the Medusas, and they just like raise it or lower it or something when they're like gonna send a signal.
Sure, but it's not.
Yeah. No. That is a good question. I am curious about that. This in before
I guess
people are like,
there's a little bit of there's a little bit of wood here on top of the ship that might be the way in which they're...
And theoretically, if it's like, hey, if there's just a tiny little nub that isn't covered by Medusas, that's going to be fine.
Enough. That's enough.
That might as well be a wave.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Right. I just wanted to clarify why I took that way, because I was like, it doesn't matter. There's only going to be one ship out here.
Right.
Who cares what the fuck it looks like?
Yeah.
So to me, it felt like one of those kind of odd points where a character says something horrendously stupid because there's going to be some relevance to it later.
Which also, I would understand if that was somebody that was born in the stone world.
Yes.
This lady is fucking military.
Yeah.
She doesn't know how radar works. Like, even if she's not an operator, sure. But, like, you'd know that don't matter.
I know. Her defining trait has been that she was bad at the plane.
Yep.
She was bad at shooting. She asked the dumb question here.
She is a woman, right?
Oh my God! It's just
I'm not saying that I'm saying that. I'm saying that's maybe
that's what the show is saying. Yeah,
but
it's the kind of thing where I feel like most of my nitpicks, weirdly enough, have been surrounding the way her character has been used.
Oh, sure.
And I'm like realizing a pattern here, and I'm like,
yeah,
okay. But hey, at the very least, I love the way they're using the side characters here.
Yep.
And we've got them actually making a diamond. Y'all are cracked. That was awesome.
And the idea of making diamonds, that just me as a person, that's just cool that
That's
we can
just so
do
fucking
that.
sick.
Diamonds are awesome. If you look at them, they're pretty as hell. And so the idea that like, yeah, let's go down that whole rabbit hole of how do those things get made. But
Yeah. So y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You got an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us, the community there, about this show, about anime in general. Also, be sure to check out our Twitch channel. If you have any that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.